Good morning, everybody. Let's roll with this. We're going to dig into this corrupt judge, Jack McConnell. No, he's not jacking off McConnell. No, it's Jack McConnell with his dildo lamp off to the left there. Dude man's getting like $100 million in government funding for his non-government organization. Pretty much a cutaway from a money laundering thing, allegedly. And that would explain a lot. That would explain why he's so adamant about trying to halt the freeze on spending that Trump has done executive orders on, because he understands Trump understands fully that there's a serious problem with where the money's going. And I'm going to show you a video that is him speaking out and of his tenure and what he plans to do. I don't play the whole video, but in that video he talks about this is in 2016 Trump's presidency, about how racist Trump is and all this crazy stuff. And you can pretty much bet and guess that this judge is biased. He has an agenda due to the fact of all the money that he's receiving. And yes, that is a weird looking lamp beside him. It's hard for me to take my eyes off of that. Okay, here we go. Let's dig into this. It's a strange phenomenon I see when it comes to self-imposed victimhood mentality. And I have to say that there's nothing empowering at all about it, no matter which end of the spectrum you're on. And here's McConnell talking about how he would only hire people of color. It's just strange. I don't understand this thing, but it's a thing.
The work really drilled into me that it really is important that we talk about racial diversity. That while diversity in many different ways are important, but if we don't focus on racial diversity, then we're missing.
I'm just going to kind of call out the voice. When this article says wife, a lot of people may be married to a woman, but a lot of the structure is based around virtue signaling. And so you'll see this when it comes to couples that aren't really couples, like Tim Walz and his wife. It's just Barack Obama and his quote-unquote wife. But anyways, let's let this roll.
We're missing the world. So let me talk about racial diversity. The federal court in Rhode Island is a sad example of a lack of racial diversity. We have 5 judicial officers, 3 judges, 2 magistrate judges. We're all white. We have 2 women. We didn't have that for the longest time, judges, 1 judge and 1 magistrate judge. The majority of our court staff is white. It's a great place to work, so people don't leave. So that's been very hard to impact. We've not had a new hire, I think, in many years there, because people stick around. And so we're a sad example of it, which is why we need to put in place. On the other hand, our probation department, which works directly with people once they get out of the criminal justice system.
Which fails miserably, by the way.
When I got there, it was all white. And when we hired a new probation officer, we said, this can't be. This just cannot be any longer. And we immediately got 4 openings, just happened to be, and we filled them with people of color, and we've now changed probation department. Just think about.
So they even though there may have been qualified employment opportunities or people to apply for this job, and this doesn't always apply to color, but I've actually been on probation before. And I've been around other people on probation before, and I've been around probation officers. I don't know if you know this or not, but I do have a little bit of a past at some point in my life. And most of the time, at some point, especially given the age of a lot of these probation officers, they're banging each other. I have seen this. This is a fact. And it's not a color thing, but it's just a matter of actual qualified hires. I really have noted, I could, I'm not naming names, but I know several people that were on intense supervised probation, and that was a thing. And so anyways, this judge goes on to talk more along the lines of how he would, set aside qualified candidates to enter in, whether to even if they weren't even qualified. He just wanted to get them in here. And then what happens there is you end up having a situation where the probation gets lackadaisical. There's fraternization between the probation officer and the criminal. Happens more than you would ever imagine. This is a thing. So we're going to dig into some more of this article, let's go back to this and read more about this judge and expose exactly what his agenda is and why he's doing what he's doing. And you can kind of see. And the left media is not going to tell you this. They're going to act like, oh, he's doing so good. He's such a good judge. So check this out. So as he's receiving, or quote unquote, his family, $100 million. By the way, a lot of the times these are cutaways. You know, they'll say, honey, I got an idea. After we get done hanging up these curtains and, maybe putting some new paint on the walls and maybe even put a little wallpaper over here around the area where we have my dildo lamp. We can make some money off of the government and they won't say anything because they're not really looking at much and it's probably beneficial to the rest of the people who run everything. We're going to make a little money. Start a little NGO. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild that I can do a voice like that. Am I hiding something? Well, this is interesting. What a surprise. Dirty Judge Jack McConnell, who believes he was, I'm not picking my nose, this is the side of my nose. He was recently elected U.S. president, who believes, okay, we'll say, what a surprise. Dirty Jack McConnell, who believes he was recently elected U.S. president, halted President Trump's current spending freeze. But Judge McConnell is not some innocent bystander. Judge McConnell's organization has received $117.6 million in government funding in total, and this was ending in 2023. So let's see here. Maybe that's why he wanted the money to keep flowing. He's expected several more million this year. The Gateway Pundit previously reported on the raw, which I'm reading this from them. Thank you for allowing me to do this, Mr. Pundit. On this radical far-left judge who called President Trump a tyrant and decries racism as white people problem. Yeah, in that video, I just had to wrap it up to keep this thing kind of short. He goes into calling the whole thing in the Trump administration like just a whole. This was a 16, by the way. But and oh, dude, that crazy fiddler guy, what's his name? Hank. What do you call it? Tom Hanks went on SNL and dressed up like a MAGA supporter and wouldn't shake a black man's hand while he was on Black Jeopardy. You know, pretty much spitting on over 3/4 of America. Because, yeah, that was the thing. In a bombshell revelation, America First Legal has uncovered damning evidence that federal Judge McConnell, the Rhode Island judge who halted President Trump's temporary spending freeze, has been deeply entrenched in taxpayer-funded nonprofit receiving $128 million in government funding during his tenure. The federal Judge McConnell must recuse himself. And the AFL has uncovered a major potential conflict of interest. And so, go in there, Doge, get him, Doge. All right, so that's the thing. The left media will not report on this. I just wanted to get the article out and show you what's going on. Thank you for watching. I'm out.